Hello, welcome back to part 3 of using our junk trunk kit from Jessica over at I'm a Cool Mom. We created the basis of the cover in the last one, and we put together our 2 signatures. So today we are going to decorate the cover and sew our signatures in. Off camera, I just zigzag stitched in blue thread all around the edge. And you can do that if you sew around the flap this way, because then it's still open to put stuff in if you want to do that. So I just did that off camera. We're going to go ahead and sew our signatures in. So we're doing 2 signatures. I'm not sure that I'm showing you the best way to sew these in. I'm just going to show you how I would do it. Remember the top hole here, if you can see these holes. This top hole is where we're going to be attaching our tassels. So we're not sewing into that. So just keep that in mind. Okay, since we already used the template to punch the holes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure it is the right way up because I do struggle with that. And I'm just going to eyeball it and make sure it's pretty much centered. And then where I can see the holes, I'm going to take, well, you know, since I didn't grab a pen and I have my son's crayon, that works. We improvise, people. All right. So I'm just going to make a little mark right where the holes are. And then the second one, I'm just going to lay it on top and continue the mark up so that it is even. Like I said, this is probably not the best way. It's just the way I'm doing it. Okay, and I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to go ahead and paper clip these together so they don't slide when we're punching the holes. All right, so here's some paper clips, and I didn't used to do this when I first started making them, and I had so much frustration because I could not I was always trying to line up the holes. So I was watching one of Jessica's tutorials and she did this and I was like, why didn't I do that? So sometimes we can all learn even from the simplest things. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same here just to kind of make sure the holes line up once we punch them. You could use binder clips or, you know, whatever. Okay, then, like I said, I'm not doing this the best way, people. Okay, if you can see the little dots, I'm just going to punch through, kind of hold it up and punch through. The clips are holding it together. I do have more sophisticated ways of doing it, but honestly, that is super simple. Just another way to do it. I desperately need a new awl. This one is like bent on the end and it likes to rip the paper, so I need to get a new awl. Okay, here we go. They're ready to be sewn in. I have a needle with a large eye, and I love this number 10 crochet thread. I found this variegated blue at the Goodwill outlet, and I love the colors, and since we kind of have blue stitching, we're going to use this. I know Jessica uses like waxed thread, and I think that probably is a lot more sturdy. This is just what I use and what I like. So lots of options. If you don't have one thing that somebody shows, think about what you have that you could use. If you don't have number 10 crochet thread, do you have embroidery floss? Do you have baker's twine? Do you have even maybe dental floss? You know, lots of options. Okay, so I'm putting, this is just how I do it. I put the needle in the middle hole and in the middle hole here, and then I find the hole come up. I don't know how this is going to look on camera because I'm paying attention. Find the hole, and since these are clipped together, the needle will go right through all the layers without having to hunt it. Back in the middle, back through the middle of the cover. Find that bottom hole. Back, or through, not back through, but through the bottom hole and up. All right, now we should have this. And then what I do is I tie it off. So I'm going to knot it and double knot it. My fingers are not very dexterous today. So you can laugh at me because I know that you're going to do it a lot more smoothly than I am. Some days it just comes together really well, and other days I struggle. Clip it off wherever you want to, and let's move to the second signature. Again, make sure we have it going the right direction. Get a new length of thread if you need it, but I think I have enough here. I'm going to go in the middle, and then as you can see, this set of holes we haven't dealt with yet. This is just a very simple pamphlet stitch. There's a lot of other kinds of stitches, like cross stitch and stuff that you could do, but we're just going to keep it simple today. Okay, missed that middle hole because it didn't clip in there. Okay, I'm going to pull up, and we're just doing the exact same thing, back through the middle, back through the middle, and then the bottom, and find that hole. Sorry guys, not on camera. All right, and then we wind up with exactly where we were before, and I'm going to knot it off. Well, if I can. I've been having a lot of neck and shoulder problems, and been going to a chiropractor and wellness doctor and dealing with that, but sometimes my fingers have been not as dexterous these last couple weeks. It'll come back and everything as they heal, but not fun now. Okay, so now we can take off all the clips, and we're going to do a quick flip through to make sure everything is in the order we want. Okay, see that hole there is where the charm is going to be, so while we see that, I'm going to go ahead and take my crocodile, and you could leave it just punched little like that, but I'm going to center it through there, punch it out, and add an eyelet. This is how, oh, I forgot that she put in the little Tim Holtz attachers, and I usually use eyelets. So we'll just see what happens here. Guys, I make so many journals. I make them without thinking anymore sometimes. All right, so we put that eyelet in. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead and leave the eyelet, and I don't know if I'll use her Tim Holtz one. I know she's shown tutorials how she uses the Tim Holtz little hanger, brad hanger, but there's only like one included in the kit. So if you want to go ahead and make more journals and you don't have them, this is another way to do it. This is how I do it. So I think I'll just leave it like that. There's our stitching. Really pretty variegated blues there. And here's our book. So more. We're just flipping through, making sure everything looks good. It looks amazing. The pages turn beautifully. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so now we are going to decorate the cover, and we're going to decorate it with things that Jessica included in the kit. So I'm just kind of pulling out. I have not made any decision on this cover yet, so you're seeing all this live. I was thinking about using this bird page. I love how it matches. Maybe some of, let's see, the book page to, I don't know. Let's see here. Looking through real quick. This is really pretty. Oh, so pretty. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is tear just the very edge of this paper to give it a real vintage look. And it's not as rectangular. Go. And then we're going to matte it. I'm even thinking, okay. Sorry, birds. I'm going to tear off some of these birds so that it's not as big. All right. I like that. Okay, so then we have some book pages that's going to kind of frame it. So let's get our glue that she provided with the kit. I don't know if I make any sense when I think out loud, guys. So you're going to have to tell me if I make any sense. I could have planned the whole thing out before, but I really want to show you my thought process. Okay, so we're just going to glue that down there like so. And then I'm going to stitch around the edge and be right back. Okay, so before I stitched around it, I just added a little bit of Rusty Hinge Distress ink around the edge of the birds, and then I sewed around it twice to give that kind of a frame effect. Now, The page is still a little wide for my liking, so we're going to rip some more, and we're just going to carefully rip kind of around the same shape. Oh, we have some string still attached from the sewing machine. You do not have to decorate your cover this way. This is just what I'm doing. My thought process. There's no right or wrong way. All right, so there we go. And then I'm going to take more of that Distress ink. Whoa, page is a little brittle. And Distress all the way around. I mean, it's probably really vintage. What you can do if you're concerned about it being brittle, and what I'll probably do is spray it with a clear acrylic matte finisher so that it doesn't break off. So there we go. We've got that. And then let's see. I'm just playing around, guys. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do here. Okay, I kind of like that. Maybe vertical. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Okay, so we're going to go for the vertical because I want to leave some room to add some buttons. All right, we're going to take the glue she gave us again. There's a little bit of like wire in this, so I don't know how well I might have to go get my trusty hot glue gun if this won't grab the wire. I'm not very familiar with this glue yet. I love it on paper. It's just on other things it takes longer to dry than I'm used to. All right. Now let's attach that right here. All right, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to go off screen for a second and glue this edge down with my hot glue gun. And I'm back. So here we go. This is going to go right there in the middle. Grab our glue and go all around the edge. Zigzag down the middle so it sticks really well and it doesn't come up. I have to be careful with this book page. It's so vintage, it's brittle. Okay. Here we go. Press it down. All right. Now, I know she included a couple buttons, so I'm trying to see what we have here. Sorry, I'm off screen. Probably. Okay. So I'm thinking just a little collage of buttons there at the top. And I love how this one has a little piece of like metal wire through it. So I'm going to leave that just the way it is. And glue that one down. This one has, and I do not know if these scissors will take that. Ooh, I don't think so. And I just lost it. It was going to be a little bulkier. Yeah, it's too thick to cut through. But I think I can still, we'll just glue it real well on this side and put it down. And then we'll glue this button down and put it down. And that's going to have to dry. And I'm also going to spritz it with the clear acrylic matte finish so that none of these little bits of paper come off, and I'm probably going to hot glue the edges a little bit so it's really protected. But there is our front. I really like it. I think it's vintage and cute and thrift shoppy and everything. It goes really well with the colors and everything. So I'm super excited about how the cover came out, and we have our pages all sewn in. So in the next one, we are going to make the tassel and do the closure. And I think there'll actually be a part 5 where we will embellish some of the pages. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some ideas on how to use your junk trunk kit.